Hello everyone, welcome back for another episode. I am here again with my co-host Art by Frank, and today we have a very special guest. He's been tattooing for over 13 years now and is an absolute staple in Whitby in the Durham region. He specializes in traditional, neo-traditional, and black and gray, and dabbles in other styles whenever inspiration strikes. He's covered in an incredible collection of tattoos from a wide range of talented artists, and he's also a personal trainer who's inspired a ton of people through his own fitness journey. On top of all that, he's the co-owner of Against the Grain Tattoo Collective, one of the most respected and well-known shops in Whitby. When I started my career almost 8 years ago now, I had the privilege of working alongside not only Frank, but also this great man right here. If you thought our last guest was tall and handsome, then you definitely haven't met this guy. Everyone, please welcome Josh Wilson.
Wow.
God. Wow.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
How long in the shower did it take for you to write that?
Yeah.
This was another half an hour in the shower, yeah.
I'm definitely excited after that one. That's a good intro. Yeah, thank you.
I'm trying.
I don't know if it's all true, but
Flattering.
that's definitely, yeah.
You got to hype the guest up a little bit first.
We
I'm
did that for
smiling, so
Ian
it's
too,
good.
so don't feel too bad about you.
Yeah. I
Jawed
haven't-
myself with the mic.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
It's almost like your first episode or
Start
something.
bleeding on set.
Oh.
Well, what's
anyway.
up, guys? Thank you, honestly, for having me on. This
Yeah,
is,
man. No, this was
exciting.
we were looking
Yeah.
forward to this.
Long
episode
time
a lot,
coming.
man.
Yeah, as
Yes.
soon as I knew you guys were doing this, it was one of those things where I wanted to make sure I put my name in the hat and got on here as quick as possible.
Well, we got some connections. We'll get you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I know.
Which, speaking of actually, why don't we just start with that? Like, how we all started kind of I started with you guys at least, like, probably going on 8 years ago now and everything. I know Frank was maybe a year into tattooing at that time, and Josh was probably into it for a few years at that time. But
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I keep forgetting that we all were at the
Yeah.
same shop for a long
Well,
time.
I remember that fateful day. Is that how you say it?
the first day I was there.
That day.
Trevi's first day? Yeah.
Trevi, a little child watching by my shoulder. Even I was messing this girl's foot up really, really bad. Just like that thing got swollen. Let me tell you. I was using a 3-liner, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, and I shouldn't have been doing it because I didn't know what I was doing.
and you were
That day.
A little bit of guesswork. Yeah.
A little bit of guesswork, and then Trevi was behind me, and I was like, "Who the hell is this kid?"
It was
And that's the Trevi story. I told it on the first episode, I think.
we did, yeah.
But the Josh story is even more simpler than that. I think it was just DMs.
Yeah, how I met you? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the owner was
Yeah,
hiring people, right?
Yeah, I was working at a shop in Pickering, and I was living in Whitby. So I saw
Right.
that they had an ad. There's a new shop coming in. So I went in and talked to the owner there. And I remember he was like, "Oh, we have this guy who really wants an apprenticeship, but he needs somebody to teach him." So
Yeah, he's
if
desperate.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's like, "If you're up to the job, then we'll definitely hire this kid." And I was like, "Okay, like give me his contact info. Let me see what he's all about."
It's true.
And then yeah, sure enough, I remember messaging you.
Yep.
And
I tried to
asking-
find that. By
Yeah.
the way. I
Oh,
can't
the old
find-
messages.
Can't find
Yeah,
it.
I can't remember. My memory is so hazy from back in the day.
Oh, God.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be too deep in the DMs. At
Different
this point.
lifestyle back then.
Different, yeah, way different, whole other life. But yeah, then I remember shooting you messages and thinking like, I don't know, you seemed so much younger at the time, but. it's
I remember
weird that
going
you're
on your
a year-
profile, by the way, and seeing you with a bunch of turtles when you went to.
Turtles. To Galapagos.
Yeah, I was like, this guy is a world traveler.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
think anything of it. And then he's like, hey, do you what kind of art do you like to like? What kind of tattoos do you want to focus on? And I said, oh, I want to do realism at the time. And then he was like, okay, well, do you know Carlos Torres? And like he was like naming all these people. And I was like, yeah, bro, I met those people. I was obsessed.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to me. I'm not as obsessed.
I knew
anymore.
that right off the bat. I was like, he's definitely going to end up doing
Yeah.
some neo-traditional.
Yeah, this guy's never doing realism, but
I
it's
was like,
okay.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's sure enough.
That's funny.
I failed at
That's
everything.
the classic kid doing it for trying to get famous real quick.
Yeah, that was me. But it worked out because
Totally.
I don't know. We kind of the good thing about Josh being there was the owner wasn't a tattooer, so like even though I took the opportunity to try to like obviously get into this, I needed someone like him who was already a little bit in there because like who else would I have learned from?
Yeah,
Right.
That's
So
fair.
I'm really grateful that I didn't know it was going to turn into this, but you know.
Yeah, because since you started now, you've been working together with Josh pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
10 years almost.
Almost
yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Because I guess
A
I was saying like
decade.
you went from
Almost a decade.
you just went from our last shop that we all worked at together to like here and everything, right?
Yeah.
Straight
Okay,
from
yeah.
here. Yeah, this
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the 2020 pandemic vision right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
From one side of Whitby to the other.
Yeah,
Pretty
well,
much.
we wanted to stay there,
Yeah, but we were like, it's probably in bad form to
What do you-
open a shop up down the street.
You wanted to stay
in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. We were
Oh,
going
you wanted to stay in
We
Brooklyn?
saw
We were
places
going
there.
to, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
thought about it, and then we saw some spots, and we were like, this might be. We don't want to like.
Yeah.
The opportunity for like a fist fight might have happened.
And a fresh start.
I mean, come on, like the one shot, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
in
and a fresh
that
start
time
to
too,
it.
they built up so much in that time too. Honestly, like they built like 3 plazas in that time
For
since we've
sure.
all like left there too and everything.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, that it would have been. I don't know. I don't even know if that building is still there, the one that we looked at. So we probably would have only been there a couple of years.
It is, but it's like just little
run down,
buildings,
yeah.
run down.
I think this is a good spot on Main
Yeah.
Street in Whitby.
Yeah,
Honestly, that's probably where you want to be.
And even
honestly.
before we were at the other, I know we talked about this a million times, but we were at the other smaller shop,
Yep.
and we just grew from there. But this was not planned at all. I think we were just talking about just a private place, me and you,
Yeah.
split the rent and move on with our lives. That's what we originally thought was going to happen because everything was closed. So we thought, let's just do that. And
Yeah, we
this
were
was
like-
an accident.
It ended up being like it was just at a point where we were kind of doing everything ourselves anyway. So we were like, all right, let's get a spot. Let's just work for ourselves and not have to worry about anybody else.
Right.
And the goal was never to like manage people or have people working for us or anything like that.
No.
It was mostly just, let's have a spot for ourselves. And somehow it kind of just slowly grew. We kept meeting 1 or 2 new people at a time, and
Because how many people did you guys end up having there? Was it like including you two and everything? Was it like 4 or 5 people you guys had there? Or?
there was, by the time before we moved into this shop because we needed more space, I think there was 5
Yeah.
of us.
5 of us. Okay.
Yeah, we had
Over there?
Yeah. There was.
Oh, because Ian did start over
Yeah,
there.
because Ian did start over there, and Barlow too. Cause
I was
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
I was
holy Christ.
questioning if Barlow was there.
So
or
I
not.
think it got a
Yeah,
little.
Barlow was there, yeah.
I remember.
Yeah,
it
screw
got a
that
little
guy.
tight. Got a little tight.
yeah.
There was a day we had a bunch of. So we had all of them. Picture
Right.
this. Picture this. We had all of them, and then we had like all these guests from Montreal coming in.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had a waiting room that was like pretty cool. We had a waiting room, whatever. As you can see, we don't really have much of a waiting room anymore because honestly, we had to like arrange the whole waiting area, quote unquote, into more stations just to fit all these people.
Right.
I think that's when I realized I'm like, we're outgrowing this thing.
Yeah, like we're in
Yeah.
too deep. We
That was
gotta
the
we gotta
day-
expand.
Yeah, that was the day like Marianne was there and all that.
Yeah.
And
There was like 9 people in the shop.
Oh my God, I was thinking to myself.
I remember thinking this is like super cool to have this many people in the shop, and like the vibe felt right with that many.
Right.
It did.
But it was just too small. It was just too small.
And then we saw a few places, and then we decided, well, we wanted a nice window area where we can
Yeah.
like have more walk-ins and things like that. And luckily, we had one of Josh's clients who was a real estate agent helped us
Okay.
out to get this. I think
Yeah.
without him, I don't think we would have. I'd like to shout out his. What's his? I don't remember the Instagram.
John Fielding.
Is that the Instagram? Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Johnny.
Yeah,
because
Right, we'll tag
he's
him.
Awesome. Yeah.
We'll tag them because I think they were. Our landlords are great, but they were a little hesitant on tattoo people, especially because the people previously to this to us was not the best. Like they didn't leave on the best of terms.
Yeah, this was like a weed shop, and they didn't pay their rent for
Yeah,
like
they
4
don't-
months.
yeah,
and-
they're too high.
Yeah.
So
Had to, like,
Oh, I
seize
forgot
all
about
shit.
that.
yeah.
What do you mean
Sorry.
rent?
Yeah, I smoked all the rent away.
Did you guys look at other places, or was it just this kind of place you guys looked at?
No,
Or?
we looked at a few, and that's
Okay.
like
A few.
we weren't sure. We were like we looked at a bunch like kind of just all around Whitby, and then when we finally saw this place, I think we saw this place just randomly on like Facebook or something like that.
It was
wasn't
okay.
even like through like Realtor.ca or whatever. And when we came in, we saw the brick walls and the old floors.
That's
and
what.
stuff,
Yeah,
and-
that's what sold.
I
it.
think
even-
that's my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. And even though it was a little smaller than some of the other places that we looked at, it was just, I don't know, it just felt right off the bat. So
Right.
Minus the fact that it was all painted like a bright green and
Yeah, you can still
was
see
a little
some
bit of
of
an
it.
eyesore, but yeah, nothing like a little bit of paint didn't fix. So.
You guys recently did the black last year. What was it before that? Or was it also black before
we
that?
had it black. We've had it black. We just repainted it black because we had like an art show here and then had to fix the walls. But it was like a bright fluorescent green.
It was green. It
Oh,
was.
God.
You could see it there.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
right.
just sprayed it so. It was like
But imagine the whole place like that.
Right. Oh yeah. No, the black's better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
No, black and the brick wall. That's the vibe, honestly.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And now we're just, as you can hear, slaying tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's an
Just
operating tattoo
buzzing
shop.
all day.
Yeah.
We're just killing it. So
Yeah, now there's we've had at most we've had 8 people here, including us.
I think I think about 8 people. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so we're still cramming everybody in, but I think we're almost at the point where it's
A little tight.
Yeah, it's a little it's a little tight.
It's just it's getting there. But whatever. Honestly,
good.
We'll figure it out.
And moving sucks, so.
Yeah, no, you don't have to expand, honestly. As long as you're happy doing it here, then you don't have to expand,
I'd
honestly.
rather not move if we can figure that out.
Yeah.
Were you in Pickering before Brooklyn, or?
Yeah, so I worked in Pickering. I started in Ajax. I started at this tiny little shop in Ajax, and that's where I did my apprenticeship. Under this guy who at the time probably should not have been teaching people how to tattoo, but foot
Fair
in the
enough.
door, and I won't say his name or anything, but
Was it in the Harwood Plaza?
It was
Okay,
in the heart.
that's
yeah, it was
All right.
yeah.
You can put that
Wonderful
together
spot.
yourself.
Yeah. If you know, you know. And then I started working for Dave and Kel at Black Rose, awesome artist.
We got to get them on.
We're gonna get them on the pod.
We're gonna get them on.
Nice. Yeah.
Valentine's
they're
Day
great.
special.
I knew Dave. Dave was tattooing me long before I even started tattooing, and he was probably one of the major reasons why I kind of even fell in love with the whole culture of tattooing.
I saw him the other day. He's very knowledgeable.
Oh yeah, he knows a lot. He knows this. He knows this stuff. So does Kel. So
Yeah.
they were both.
They're
and then
great.
even funnier, it was Kel. I remember me and 9 of my buddies when we were in high school. We went in one day on a weird whim and decided we were all going to get our nipple pierced. And so it was actually Kel.
What?
Yeah, Kel is the one that did it for all 9 of us. And then we took a video of it, and then it wasn't until years later that I realized, after working with Kel, that
Probably.
that it was her that did it, and it's pretty. I don't think anybody still has them left, but they
Alleged.
Allegedly.
yeah. Prove it, right?
Prove it.
No, it's definitely gone. Yeah.
How long were you there for?
I was there for I think a couple of years anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was doing my apprenticeship for a few years at that place in Ajax, and then because I knew Dave and my relationship with him, he invited me to go over to their shop. So I was there for a few years before it just got a little tricky because the shop in Brooklyn opened, and I was
A little closer to
super
home.
Close.
Yeah, I mean that.
Close.
I mean that makes a big difference where someone wants to work. Honestly,
For sure,
I'm literally a 30-second drive down the street, and that's
And it's
made
nice.
all the difference. Honestly.
Oh, it's
Not that
sweet.
I was ever
Yeah.
rushing in the morning, but just that freedom of I'll just jump in my car. I'm at work in 2 seconds.
For sure. It's
So-
not like Frank who takes 45 minutes.
No.
To get to work every morning.
Oh, seriously,
No.
especially in the winter, man. Fuck that.
No, it's 15 minutes. Everyone calm down.
I don't know, I get paranoid
I got a
in the winter
pizza.
driving.
I got pizza delivery now.
You're at the
Really?
the edge. You're at the edge of that radius too.
Bro, you know how long I didn't get Uber there, and then my car broke
Well, you guys
down,
got internet last
and
year.
they
or
sent me an
something.
Uber the other day.
I feel like they still deliver.
Okay.
They must deliver the pizza on a horse though.
Yeah, they I get it for free every time because
The
they
Amish
don't
bringing the pizza.
know where the house is.
Yeah. 4 hours or it's free.
I mean, I get it for free every time, so don't worry about it.
No, but it's a beautiful. I'm jealous, honestly.
No.
So I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I think it was around COVID times too. You kind of went on a bit of a fitness journey yourself and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to get into that and kind of
Sure,
what that was like,
yeah, that's
and
kind of been,
maybe what kind of made you want to get into that sort of mindset, or
Yeah, for sure. So for those any clients that still remember me, I still talk to a lot of them, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, old Josh tattooed me," and I actually talk to people still sometimes now at the gym where they're like, "Oh yeah, that was the old you," and I have a very hazy memory of those times. I think I just blocked them out. But there was a long time where I was around 330-ish pounds.
Holy shit.
But it was just that I was just at the beginning of tattooing, I was just living that straight up stereotypical tattoo culture lifestyle, or just eating
just video games and
just
junk
video,
food.
literally
And,
video games and
and I know that because I was there
smoking
too with
and
him.
drinking and and just eating cheeseburgers all day.
I guess I haven't changed much from this. But
So my weight just kept going up and up, and I was just getting super unhealthy, and I just wasn't feeling good most of the time.
But how did you know though? How did you know?
It wasn't honestly. So
Because you didn't know the difference, what it would feel like to be on the other side. So how did you say okay, enough's enough?
It
I'm
was
done?
just honestly. So I was operating under the assumption in my head that I was oh, I probably only weigh 250, 260 pounds. And then I remember there was one day where I think
Oh,
you and
yeah.
we went to the gym.
Yeah.
We went to the gym just on a weird whim, and we were like, oh, let's go try it out. Screw it. And we showed up, and I like weighed myself, and I like looked at the scale, and it was 330 pounds, and I was like, this thing's got to be broken. There's no way.
Yeah, Kevon put us in a
There's no
room,
way.
and because I guess when you first start the gym, they give you like a free training thing for a while
Okay.
to see if you want to sign up. So eventually, me and Josh split the training, and he coached us both for a while.
Right.
And yeah, he would make us do like intense exercises. And I remember
But
we
it
had a
was-
hard time the first time we
Oh,
did
that
it.
first day,
Yeah.
I remember. So he made me do, what was it? It was like I had to run, like, it was like 20 yards.
Yeah, I think
push
so.
a sled 20 yards and then do 10 push-ups. And my body went like full shock mode, and I like
Yeah.
almost puked on
I remember
the ground.
that.
Like, I feel like everybody at the gym was looking at me, and I felt like I was going to die. They basically had to grab me by one foot and like drag me to the other room and give me like sugar. So
Remember they gave us like he opened like a Tupperware of dates. He's like, eat these.
That's what it was. It was dates. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
no better than him. I was dead too, so
And
I
then
can't
at
really
that
laugh.
point, I was just like, I cannot keep operating like this. And then just like how I am with a lot of things, I have a obsessive personality.
Bit of a
and-
yeah.
You dove right into it.
Yeah, and I just was like, you know what? That's it. I'm over it. And I mean, at the same time, while all that was going on, like I know, like my dad has had a lot of health problems, so it was kind of like, if I don't do something about this now while I'm young enough to do it, I'm just gonna end up falling into like shitty generational habits where it's just gonna get harder and harder.
gets
and,
worse and worse.
Yeah, just gonna get
Yeah.
worse and worse.
And I think you were around that age, but I think for a lot of dudes, when they hit like 30-ish,
yeah.
they start realizing you're like, oh man, like my knees are cracking. It hurts bending down and shit. Like imagine,
Sure, yeah.
like I'm out of I'm out of shape now and shit.
If
Yeah,
every
30.
time you stand up, you go, oh, just trying to like, yeah, it's probably
Not
Can't
good.
lift what you used to lift and shit. You're like,
Probably
oh,
get
shit, age is real.
Yeah, you should probably get walking.
But
I
yeah,
see-
you dove right fucking into it. And I remember there's a point when I left the shop we were all at, and I didn't see you guys for a while, actually. It might have almost been between like 8 months to a year I didn't see you guys.
It was at
for.
least a year, yeah.
And then I'm just like, oh no, I gotta go see them and shit. And I almost didn't recognize you, honestly. Like it was a lot of work you did in a short period of time. And going into what you're saying about
Yeah.
being like obsessive about certain things like
For
that,
sure,
like,
yeah.
it was amazing, man. It was truly like
I think
inspirational almost.
I think in 1 year I lost about 130 pounds in a year.
Nice.
And
Wow.
I was just obsessed with, I got into running, so it was just like nonstop running. And I
Oh,
mean, I was
okay.
probably doing it to the like, obviously 130 pounds in a year, but it was like on the extreme end where I was eating in such like a caloric deficit that pretty much every time I would try to stand up, I would just like feel like I was going to pass out. And then I'd still go for a run and
Wow.
and I would do that every day. I remember I went, even after I lost 130 pounds, I was already so like what I thought was like completely locked in my mind. Like I didn't have a single cheat meal,
Nice.
like any sugar.
That's true.
For 3 years. Like
Yeah,
it
I
was
believe it.
legitimately 3 years without a pop, without like
No, he
any
was good.
chocolate. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was obsessive, but for me, that's what like I needed to do just to kind of kickstart that.
Were you
And
always worried that you would fall off the horse a bit if you did that, or was it just more of like I
For
made
sure.
it this far, like I'm just gonna try my
For
best?
sure.
To be
I think I just in my head I just got so caught up in the idea of
I don't want to go
health and
backwards.
fitness that I just thought, yeah, it would be easy to go backwards. So I just kept kind of plugging away, and I don't. It's like knowing what I know now. I definitely didn't have to go to those extremes
No.
to get there, but
Not a bad extreme to go
But
to,
it's
though.
not.
but you know
yeah.
what? It worked out in my favor at the time. So yeah, I just kept plugging away and making sure that I was staying on track to what was cohesive with like my goals at the time.
Okay.
And like
So-
even on a smaller scale, like I kind of got into working out again, like maybe almost a year ago now. But when you start seeing that difference, even after a month, that almost becomes an obsession in itself. Where like you see a little bit of a muscle difference, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah,
Like, this is
yeah,
actually
yeah.
sick. This actually works." Like,
Well, shockingly enough, it does work.
Well, yeah.
yeah,
that's-
funny enough,
honestly,
working out
yeah.
works. Yeah.
Everybody tells you to go walk around the block and stuff, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna play my video games.
In
But
a
it's like
sense,
those.
it's-
Not maybe that doesn't work, but I'm saying like
It's easier
any
than
little
it seems,
bit.
honestly.
Exactly.
I think
Just go do it.
I tell Alex all the time, I'm like, I like being at the gym. The hardest part is getting in the car, honestly.
For sure,
It's
yeah.
literally getting in the car and driving there. Once I'm there, I'm having a good time. There's people you know there and
It's
shit. like-
getting up and going for me too that I just don't want to do it. But you're right. Once you're there,
Once
you're
you're
like,
there,
well,
it's
I'm
a great
here,
time,
so
you feel good. Like
I'm gonna go
that-
in and do it.
That dopamine rush is like right away and shit.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, and then you're glad after that you did it.
100%. You feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
And
What's
after
your- sorry,
after a few like weeks of doing it, like you start to build the discipline to like go, and then it just becomes part of your day, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody always gets. I feel like most people get confused and they think like motivation is going to be there every day, or they get really motivated at the beginning, and it's
Not
like
at all.
that's not the case. Like you just have to build the habits that are sustainable to make sure that it's something that you're going to actually do. Like it's something that you can show up and actually like push forward. Yeah.
Cool.
Basically, yeah.
How often do you? How much are you working out nowadays?
So nowadays, like after I lost all the weight and I was really into running, I was doing a lot of endurance training. So I was doing like marathon training and Ironman training. Got obsessed with cycling, and at the time I was probably putting in like hundreds of kilometers a week between the bike, swimming, and
Fuck,
and
you almost
running.
killed me one day. It was
Frank almost died.
Yeah, I did almost. Yeah, it's funny too because I remember feeling really bad when we were.
No,
on our way
you know
back,
what?
but-
When I said it, I'm like, I've never done this long, but like I was doing a little bit myself, but not
Right.
like he was doing.
Yeah.
Right? And he passed my house, and he's like, "Hey, you want to drive? I'll drive you back later, but like, let's go to Whippy." I'm like, "I can't do that. You crazy?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Nah, you'll be fine. Whatever." Honestly, I did it,
Right.
and it wasn't like it was hard.
it was hard. Yeah.
Because if you're not used to it, it's not good.
No, for sure. You got to build up to certain.
But it wasn't
things,
like
yeah.
I didn't do it. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but you did it. So you just proved yourself you did it. I felt so good that day that I did that.
Right.
It was like such a good, like, I actually did it. I didn't quit. Like, that was
For
like,
sure,
such a
for
great
sure.
feeling. So I kind of understand a little bit of that addiction.
For 100%, and that's where I think the confidence, like, so even from, it's amazing to see your body change and to like
of
see
course.
yourself get more fit and all those things. But I honestly think it's like more of the mental side of it. You almost just like completely change who you are from like
That's the addiction.
for sure. You just feel better. I think it's just proving to yourself that you can do hard things. So it's like you just said, like it's like you go out and you do something and you're like, feels like I'm gonna die on this ride. Or it feels like I'm gonna die on this ride.
When we got here, I was like, I don't know about this.
And then you finish it, and you're like, holy shit, I did it. Like,
From my house to Whippy is, you just said, like, I drive how long?
It's like a 15-20 minute drive. So
Bro.
that could be like a hour bike
On a
ride
bike?
maybe. Yeah.
yeah, it's
least.
probably, yeah, it's
So
like
30,
it was like a
25.
30K that 30 something,
Yeah.
something like that, 30K that day.
30K or something?
And it's like you do it, and you're like, okay, I proved to myself that I can do this, and now other things that might have seemed hard during the day
Let's
no
push
longer.
it.
Yeah, it's like they don't seem as like as hard anymore.
Because I almost wanted to segue into that too, where I felt like once I started working out too, I became more motivated to also draw. I
Yeah.
became more motivated to like clean up around my fucking living place and shit, whatever, right?
sure.
So yeah, I felt like working out and like having that motivation kind of ties back into like other things in life too.
Well, because now
honestly.
you're like, all I have to do is start, and I can
Well,
do
it's
this.
almost kind of like Josh is like, I can do this. It's
Yeah.
like I can
Yeah.
do this. It's like, what do you mean I'm not? Like, why am I not drawing? I can easily do this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. So
It
yeah,
changes
working
your
out,
mindset.
working
Yeah.
out made me draw more. Funny enough, honestly.
Yeah,
Crazy.
for sure. I think that translates into every aspect of your life. Like even switching. I honestly think that because of fitness, that is the reason why I had the confidence to even build the shop with you and set everything up.
Really?
Otherwise, honestly, like I was content before doing all that to just.
Would you have been more like lazy, you think, if you
Oh,
weren't in that?
100%. Yeah. Like I wouldn't have even had the stamina to want to try to build a shop or to want to try to
Yeah, I
start
understand.
something on my own. It was just like, okay, let's just clock in, clock out. I get to get home, eat, like instant gratification.
Yeah, as
like-
long as I get home and play some Destiny, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Totally.
That's how it was,
Literally,
man.
yeah.
I knew Josh at both sides of the fence.
Let's make enough money to eat,
And,
drink, and spend
Do
the
drugs.
weekend doing spend the weekend doing questionable activities. Yeah. And if I
mean-
made more than that, it was like, let's just spend more money on that.
Sometimes
stuff.
I'll ask Josh, like, oh, remember that time when we did? Because, like, I've never been, like, a substance person, and still I'm not.
Substance person,
No, I'm not saying
That's a nice
substance
way
abuse,
to
but-
nice way to put it. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
like I just didn't party a lot or do anything. It's just not really been my thing, and so I've strayed away from crowds like that. But like sometimes I'll be like, "Remember that time we did whatever?" And he'll be like, "Honestly, that part of my life is a blur. Like I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
anything from now on."
Yeah,
So it's funny how you say that. It's
Yeah,
you know.
just like just like smoking and drinking way too much back in those days, and I honestly think I've just like whether or not it's I just don't remember it because of that stuff or because my body has done this like kind of like self-preservation, just black it
Right.
out so you
Maybe.
don't
Mine
fall
doesn't
into
wanna
old
remember
habits.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe,
But Yeah, there's like a good like 4 or 5 year chunk where it feels like super hazy. People talk to me all the time and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, like you tattooed me back then," and I'm like, like I honestly, yes,
Sure?
I'm sure I did, yeah,
Crush
but
a pizza. And
yeah,
go home.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know, yeah. Even a client that I see at the gym all the time now, like you tattoo her, and
Oh, yeah.
she's like, "Oh yeah, like I remember you for all the time from back in the day at the shop in Brooklyn," and I'm like. Yeah, I don't.
Sure.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I was there, so like for sure, it's probably me. And she's like, yeah,
but
you
then
look
again,
totally different. And
I
I was
also
like,
do
I
that
don't remember
too.
this at all.
Like, just people come up to me at like the mall and like, "Hey, remember?" I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah,
the shop the other day. I'm like,
That's the
"Okay."
most awkward
Yeah.
thing out in public. They're like, Trevor, what's going on? It's like, hey, you.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they kind of realize it on your face.
I was
and
in
they're
yesterday.
oh, you did this for me. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
right, okay, I remember you.
Yeah.
The harder it is, the weirder thing is like the more things that you do, the more like clubs or like events. Like with me, it's like I go to a bunch of different gyms and like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had a bunch of different cycling groups and stuff, and you meet all these people in all these
It's
random
hard, yeah.
places, and then people wave to you out in public, and you're like, I have no
Yeah.
idea where I know you from, but yeah, I mean,
You know what? If you're honest too, like sometimes I'll say, "Hey, I talk to a lot of people. I'm sorry, but thanks
Yeah,
for
yeah.
supporting
They
the
can
shop."
see it on my face right
Yeah.
away. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
idea.
Yeah.
You always remember the tattoo though.
Right
As soon as
away.
you see the tattoo, you're like, ah,
Then I remember
yes,
the whole.
yes,
I
yes.
remember the
Yeah.
whole appointment after that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
It all
you're
clicks
spending
in.
hours on something versus 2 minutes looking at this person and just
Yeah,
remember that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, for sure, for
But
sure.
no,
Do you
that's
still do a lot of like bike riding or?
So now I've been mostly into like hypertrophy training, really trying to like put on lean muscle and
Sorry, what was the first part of that?
hypertrophy training. So it's
Oh,
just
okay.
like it's just straight up trying to build lean tissue and build muscle as much as you can.
Oh, okay.
Like training to failure, lifting a lot of weights. Yeah, I still do cardio. It's a lot more like steady state, low intensity cardio. At some point, I'd like to get back into doing some of the running and like marathon training and all that. But
Right.
for right now, I'm like happy with how it's going, and I can get workouts in a couple hours a day now. Whereas
Yeah.
before, I was training like 4.5 hours every single day, and it gets to the point where if you want to have a life outside of doing that,
Oh, with kids and this
yeah,
and that.
with like
The whole
kids and girlfriend and
You can't, yeah.
a job and coaching and everything else. It's like I just would never be home. So
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
basically yeah.
And then you started, I believe it was either early this year, you started your own personal training that you're doing now.
Yeah. So I've been a personal trainer. Like I got certified during the lockdowns and like COVID when everything was going down.
Oh, damn. Okay, nice.
Because I was like,
Yeah.
I might as well. Like honestly, it was one of those times where I was like, there's two ways this could go. I could either fall into like shitty habits and kind of wallow a little bit. And like if that's what some people did, that's totally fine. I get it. Everybody kind of reacts differently, but
Right.
in my mind, I was like, I'm going to use this time to try to push myself forward in some way. So that's why the shop got built up really nice.
right.
I decided to get my like PT certificate for personal training. Started running and everything. So I've been coaching since then, part-time, sorry. Pretty much at least probably like 10 to 20 hours a week. I was doing that at like a group fitness gym in Whippy at 45. So I was there for a few years. And then I've still like even to this day I'm still coaching early mornings until like 1 p.m. at TYG. It's like a little bit more of like a lifting kind of full circuit training kind of style gym in Whippy. Awesome gym. And then on the side too, I also have it's called Iron Suns. It's like sort of like a white glove service for people who want all their workout programming done, like macro, nutrition, just everything that you could possibly need to make sure that you're basically following a plan and
So
you
you-
have accountability going
You walk
forward.
them through like how, like if someone were to join, what
Yeah.
would they get out of that?
So we would first start off just like having like a full kind of like consultation, going over everybody's goals, like trying to figure out what it is that you specifically need or what you specifically are striving for. And then I would build them a custom plan from the ground up. That's just for them. That would go over what they should do in the gym, all their programming, all their
Wow.
nutrition. Yeah,
That's
It's literally I call it like a white glove service where you don't have to think about anything. I will program it all
so
for you.
beginners and
Nice.
stuff too are
Yeah, beginners. I actually my biggest passion and my one of the reasons why I love doing it is because I came from a place of being so heavy. I love working with all clients, but I get an extra special kick when I'm working with somebody was in this sort of same place that I was in before, where I
you
know.
want to prove to them that you.
Yeah,
can do it.
you can do this. I mean, people say it all the time. They don't I show people pictures of myself from back in the day, and they're like, no way, no way. And I'm like, yeah, you could totally do this. I was way worse off than you ever were. So that's kind of where I get the most fulfillment out of it, anyway. And yeah, I've been doing that for a while, and it's kind of taken off, and I've been getting a ton of clients. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's been great.
Especially from a personal trainer. That's like the best motivation for a client. It'd be like, look, this was literally me. Like, it's not like some guy who's always in shape. Like, no, you can literally do this too and everything.
I was you at one point.
100%.
Yeah.
And do you feel like, I feel like for most people, some people have that determination when they start working out, but do you feel like a lot of people, I know a lot of people would benefit from having someone coach them through this stuff? Because some people think, I'll just get a gym membership and go, but it's not that easy for a lot of people, honestly.
No, for sure. Honestly, it's just accountability. It's like having
100%.
somebody in your corner to be like, okay, yes, this week was hard. Today was hard. Let's just keep pushing forward. Because a lot of people, unless you're spending hundreds of hours really sifting through information and reading and stuff, it's hard to know what's going to work and what's not going to work.
It's a lot of research.
Yeah, and some people just don't understand that.
Well, it's opinions of people too. You're watching these this is my thing, and I don't know if you agree with this, but sometimes I'll watch these influencers make sure you're eating this, this, and this, and you're like, okay, you write that down. And then you see another video, and they're like, "Don't eat strawberries."
For sure.
You're like, "What?
Don't eat beef and eggs. It's poison."
There's a million. Yeah, totally.
And it's just, I guess, for views and stuff. But at the same time, it's nice to see someone who actually did it.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And I think
knows
honestly,
how to do it.
there's a million ways to go about doing most of the stuff, and
Yeah.
everybody has to have their own specific program to go through it. It's never going to be a one size fits all. You can give generalized information and generalized nutrition advice, but for the most part, it has to be something that every person it has to be sustainable. It has to be something that every single person wants to do.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if somebody isn't going to buy into it, or somebody doesn't want to do this, or it's just something that's not going to work for them, they're going to fall off. They're not going to finish. They're not going to do it. So you have to find a way. And this is why the coaching, even specifically the one-on-one coaching works so well, because it's a weekly check-in where you're, okay, what worked this week? What didn't work this week? What changes are we going to make sure that your progress is continuing on? Okay, you don't like eating this food every week or on a daily basis. What can we do to make sure that this is going to be sustainable so you can do this for the rest of your life? Because it's not about just doing and making these changes as a means to an end for a quick 3-month turnaround. It has to be something that you can program in for the rest of your life.
So you're working with people with limitations and stuff that not limitations, but like you said, things that maybe they're not interested in eating.
For sure.
I don't like eggs, and I know that's a big part of.
Yeah, for sure. And it's
whatever.
It's
And
easy to
I'll
just
do
be
it,
eat 40 eggs a day. You know what I mean? It's just
I would do it for the fitness goals if a trainer told me to, but I wouldn't enjoy it.
And then but if you don't like it after,
I'll be pissed.
After
I'll
2
quit.
weeks. Once that initial kind of motivation of I'm gonna get fit and
You got to keep going.
and do this. Yeah, this is now for life. So how are we gonna create a program where you feel happy doing this forever?
Right.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I think people will really benefit from something like that, especially nowadays where it's people who have such a busy lifestyle.
I think most
and
people
stuff.
would probably benefit from that.
Dude,
Yeah,
you should
yeah.
see. I don't know much about this because that's why we wanted to have him on.
Right.
But I've seen you have the app and everything.
Yeah,
and,
it's full app, and I run it's funny. I always tell people they get once a week check-ins, but I basically talk to all my clients like every day and
that's
and check
great.
in and
Sorry,
make
you
sure.
created the app, or it's an app you're using, or?
It's an app. Basically, it's like a fitness app where
okay, nice.
I have it all like personally branded and I've like kind of built it out specifically
that's
how I
perfect.
like to do everything.
It's pretty cool. I saw like a tiny bit of it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like everybody seems to love it. It'll like walk you through your workouts from day to day. It has like macro counters and everything else on it, so it's easy. You just program everything in it. Comes right to my phone, and then I can literally provide feedback instantly.
Keep an eye on
as it,
everybody.
yeah,
Wow.
it's all in real time too, right? So
Wow.
Here's a dumb question, but I know I'm not the only one. What are macros?
Macros. Okay. So,
I know I'm not the only one. Everyone says all the time, like,
basic
you got
building,
macros? I'm like,
basic
yeah.
building blocks for nutrition. So it'd be like your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's like basically at what ratio are you going to eat those to hit whatever goal you're going for? Right?
Okay.
So usually it's like high protein.
Beef and eggs.
Yeah,
eggs,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
You're already hitting those macros, baby.
Buddy,
Yeah.
deviled eggs every time I work out. I
That-
bring them to the gym. I crack one out mid-set.
Honestly, yeah.
That's disgusting,
Yeah.
bro.
I got a Ziploc bag of scrambled eggs.
Oh my god.
Healthy but smelly. That's
Packets
good.
of
Yeah.
ketchup.
What is your, two things actually. What's like the best, well-rounded meal to have after a workout, and what's your favorite meal to have after a workout?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so
Because people go for the protein powder right away. Is that?
So I think it's a good balance of carbs and proteins after a workout. You can get a little bit of fat in. Fat'll kind of regulate hormones in your body a little bit more so than the carbs and proteins. Proteins will help maintain muscle mass, and carbs will just help refuel your muscles, get the glycogen stores back up. So
But shouldn't you have that before the workout?
so
So you get all energized?
I would still always have it after a workout as well. There's been like recent studies too where it shows that it's not necessarily as important as people thought to make sure you eat within a 30-minute window of working out or
Interesting,
anything.
okay.
As long as you get your macros in within the macros that you set aside or whatever your coach has told you
Before or after?
for the day, as long as you can kind of get all of those in during the day, that's kind of your best bet.
Okay.
Again, it's the same thing where it's like I would rather not make a schedule so rigid that it's hard to follow and then you start to feel like down on yourself for not doing it.
Right.
So that's why it's easy to just make it so like, okay, I know I'm going to have 250 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, whatever that ratio might be, right? And then just working in as many meals as I can in the day to make sure that I'm fueling properly and doing that. My personal favorite, like I've been on a like an organic sourdough bread kick. So yeah,
A little rosemary in that
oh,
shit?
it's so good. It's so good. So I'll usually have some sourdough.
I did not think you would have bread. I did not think you'd throw that in there. Because
No,
most people think
neither did I, yeah.
Yeah.
most people think bread is a no-go.
They think
You
it's
want to
bad,
avoid
yeah.
that shit if you're a fitness guru. You know?
No, so that's the thing. Everybody has this weird thing about like
Well, I mean,
carbohydrates.
Wonder Bread is sugar. Like that's
For sure.
that's-
Obviously,
We're
you don't
talking
want
real shit.
enriched white flour and all that kind of stuff.
Don't go eating Nutella and Wonder Bread.
Yeah, grilled cheeses
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the gym.
Yeah, don't be doing that.
I mean, again, this is it's kind of a misconception, but as long as the food, once you know your macros, as long as whatever you're eating is fitting within those macros, then it's actually not as detrimental as people think to their like fitness.
Okay.
So
Excuse me, fitness, fitness, but not like it can still be a cause of concern for like generating diseases. And
for sure, 100%. So that's what I was just gonna
I want to
say.
make sure people realize that.
Yes. So like it's like calories in and out will determine weight.
Mm-hmm.
The macros and micronutrients that you put in your body will determine like health and body composition. So as long as if you're just trying to lose weight, if you eat less calories than you're expending, you will lose weight. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the healthiest version of yourself, but you
Okay.
will lose weight.
That's
so
what I wanted to
calories
get.
in and out is weight. Your micro and macronutrients, that's going to be your body composition and your health. So that's like a way to look at it.
Okay, so sorry to answer Trevi's question. The bread.
Sourdough.
Oh,
and what?
sorry. Okay, my meal.
Sorry,
Are we just eating bread after?
Yeah,
just
I hit
straight up
puberty
bread.
and got off to a
no.
on a
Yeah,
tangent.
Frank distracted me. So yeah,
We want the
it's gonna
recipes.
make me hungry.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
No, all good. So now lately, I've been eating a lot of sourdough bread. I always make a lot of like chicken breasts. So a lot of the times I'll either have sourdough bread with some chicken breast on it, like a tiny little bit of cheese and hot sauce.
Little cheese even.
Yeah, a hot sauce connoisseur. So I will definitely always have hot sauce on it.
Yeah, hot sauce is good.
yeah, hot sauce
You should
makes-
make your
hot
own
sauce
against
makes
the
it.
grain branded hot sauce.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds awesome, but yeah.
What do I know?
Maybe that's a 2026
Yeah, another
endeavor.
project,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Another project. Either that or a lot of the times it's just like that kind of classic bodybuilding meal where I do have a lot of like chicken and rice or
not bad,
yeah,
though.
beef and rice.
Beef and eggs, maybe.
Yeah, beef and eggs.
Is Trevi's beef and eggs?
Yeah, my
yeah,
followers,
beef and eggs are awesome.
My
yeah.
followers
There you
realize
go.
that. Like every workout, it's like deviled eggs and ground beef.
Yeah, honestly,
every
it's-
Is
single
that
workout.
okay? Is Trevi doing it right?
And I like it. Like sometimes I didn't even go to the gym one day. I'm like, I'm just gonna make deviled eggs and ground beef. Honestly, I
Yeah.
love it, man.
Trevi came to my
Protein and
house and
fats,
wouldn't
yeah.
eat the dinner. He said, I'm not hungry. And I
Wait,
said,
what?
Remember when you came over and I was like, I will make you beef and eggs so that you eat.
I was going through some weird
Okay.
shit.
But I was willing to cook some eggs for you. So.
Oh, I get it though. I remember I used to feel terrible back in the day. I would like go over to people's houses for dinner and they would be like making food and I'd be like,
I was getting
can't."
like food
I can't
anxiety
eat
and
that,
shit.
yeah.
Like
Really?
Yeah, for a while I could like only eat at home and shit. Like go out for dinner, like my throat would be dry. And I'm like, I'll just like wait and shit.
From the
I'll just
allergy
wait, I'll
thing.
just wait.
From your allergy thing?
I thought it was, but I think it was just, I don't know. I'm also like, I talked about this with Alex. I think like because I'm on like the thyroid medication, when I get sick, it doesn't feel the same.
So you
instead of,
panic
like,
a little bit?
So instead of like obvious
Yeah.
symptoms, like maybe my throat just gets dry or something like that.
Yeah.
So like,
Gotcha.
yeah, I had a lot of like, I was eating a lot of soup. There's a period there I was eating like nothing but soup for a while.
You're like, does this place
Really?
have soup? If not, I'm going home.
Although Trevi's
Seriously, yeah.
Trevi's soups are looking pretty
Went on
good.
for like
no
a
doubt.
month and shit. Like we went camping actually, and I felt so bad for everyone there. Like, you know, I was having a good time, but there was one day I didn't eat anything the whole day while we were camping because I'm like, I don't know, we're out in the middle of the woods. I have like a lot of anxiety around eating. My throat's dry, like, so I didn't eat anything that whole day.
Well, I offered to cook him beef and eggs, but he wouldn't do it.
wouldn't
Maybe
do
for
it.
the Christmas special.
Right,
Yeah.
straight from the farm though, right?
Straight from the
Yeah, no, I'm good
no.
now. No, I'll eat next time I'm at your house. I'm good now, but yeah, I was definitely going through that for like a month, honestly. It was
Okay,
horrible.
fine. I was
It
offended.
I
happens,
lost a
it
lot of
happens.
weight.
No.
No, I did. I lost a ton of weight, honestly. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a month of like barely eating anything. Like I'd manage it. I wouldn't eat right away, but maybe like around
didn't
5
notice.
o'clock I'd muster up enough to eat and shit. But like, yeah, I was on like a soup binge for a while.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
The-
one
the
way to
liquid
lose
diet.
weight.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Now I like soups. I eat a lot of soups now. Still, honestly.
Nice brisk.
I make
Honestly,
I
yeah.
make a weekly soup.
Ah,
I do,
nice.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with just finding something you like and just running with it forever. I've done that with so many different kinds of foods.
I'm big
like-
on salad lately, like vinegar, olive oil, and vinegar. It's like those typical Italian delicious
yeah.
salads.
Segue. Are we still doing the Fattoush salads or what?
Oh, so that's so funny that you say that. So yeah.
Sorry,
That's,
Frank.
no, you're right. I need to know
One of
this.
one of the biggest shout outs I could ever make is Pita Deli in Oshawa on Simcoe.
So good.
Yeah, they are probably still one of the best.
The sponsorship.
Yeah, that was my
the
my
pod.
one and only sponsorship when I was running local races and stuff like that. They were, I mean, at the time I was eating 3 of them a day, and again, I told you about my obsessive personality sometimes, and
The rice
I
was
just
good,
like
too.
yeah, they had some good stuff, but I would just get a straight up Fattoush salad with chicken, and I just liked it so much, and they made such a good salad that like legitimately I would eat 2 to 3 of those every day
Holy
for
Worth it.
It was worth it.
for like 4 years. Like I yeah.
When we all worked together, that was like a daily thing. That was like 5 times a week.
Yeah,
We'd
but
all
the
get-
cinnamon
yeah.
rice. They had the cinnamon rice on some
Oh, yeah,
Fridays.
Piss the boss off.
See, I didn't even end up eating like it was just
Then
the,
the white
after a
rice.
while it was just straight up the salad.
you were
no
into the
rice.
carbs back then,
yeah,
'cause you
that's
were a
when I was
runner.
like no, that's when I was like scared of carbs. Like that was that
Yeah,
whole,
I don't wanna
like,
be
I'm
fat
terrified.
again.
Yeah. Which
But you
is
need some, right?
Oh, of course.
'Cause
Yeah, yeah,
people
you need
have
carbs.
this thing
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I gotta avoid, but like
no,
eat
no,
a little
no.
bit.
You need a. I'm a big
Like
believer
potatoes
in a
or
balanced
something,
diet.
no?
Yeah, potatoes for sure.
love sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Love potatoes.
Yeah. As long as it's like conducive to whatever goal you're going for, then yeah. Like if you're trying to build muscle, you need carbs. Like
Mm-hmm.
you need protein, you need fats.
So you are eating the Fattoush.
So yeah. Back to your question. Yes, every Tuesday I coach late.
Tuesdays,
Yeah, on Tuesday
okay.
nights I coach. I have a couple hours of coaching, and that's the night where I'm too lazy to actually go home and make food. So
You're back on
Tuesday
the-
nights
Oh,
are
yeah.
the Fattoush salad night.
We should have a Fattoush episode where we just eat Fattoush.
Oh, it's
Feed
so
people
good.
Fattoush.
For
Yo,
3
that-
hours.
That garlic sauce, holy shit,
Ah.
man. Bro, Alex would tell me, she's like, yo, when you eat the garlic sauce, I can like smell it off you for the rest of the day. and
Perfect.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You're
like,
welcome.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. What about the hot sauce?
That
there?
with
Remember
the
that?
hot sauce, yeah,
Oh,
you'd stink for the next week.
Yeah.
It was like a little tiny thing of hot sauce, but it would like destroy your tongue.
See, that used to make me. I used to like. I remember we used to buy them for everybody all the time. Like
Yeah.
we'd buy them for clients, and then you'd like watch them pour the whole hot sauce on
You're
and
like,
shake the
"No!"
salad, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I love spicy food.
You're
It's like,
going to
no,
die.
You don't. Not like
You
this.
don't.
Not like
Yeah.
this.
You don't. Well, that's
Yeah.
good because I'm glad you're back on the
Still
Fattoush
supporting
train.
Pita Deli.
Yeah.
Still supporting
100%.
Pita Deli.
All right,
Yeah,
the new
I've-
sponsor of the podcast.
I've put. Yeah, I've
We're getting
definitely.
them on.
I think myself, I've put one of their children through university. So.
Oh my God! Wow.
We were trying to add it up. I remember it was a couple. It was like I don't know. A
I don't
couple
want
weeks ago, I was trying to add up how many
Was it
or how
$10
much.
a salad? Or?
It was about 10 to $12 a salad, something like that.
Side note: Are you doing
No, go ahead.
calculation?
Oh, calculations.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
calculate. Yeah, why not?
Well, let me check the. Oh, I'm gonna give you the thumbs
So
up
here you
too
go.
while you're
Why,
doing
what are we
this.
at?
45 minutes almost.
Oh, damn. Goddamn.
So three a day on average, realistically, for about 4 years.
Okay.
And that's not an exaggeration. It was like legitimately 3 a
So,
day.
like-
Like every single day, or should we call it like 300 days?
No, like
No,
legit,
no.
like every day. So they were closed on Mondays, and I used to go on Sunday to buy 6 of them and put 3 of them in my fridge. So just so I would have them.
So let's even be generous. Let's say it was only 300 days, and we go 3 times 12, right?
Yeah.
Times 300 days.
Get on the mic there, buddy. There you go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't want to show him this number.
No?
He's putting 3 of their kids through college.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Yeah, and that's
That's being like conservative too with it.
and that's per year.
So that's
10 grand?
That's 3 times 12 times 300 days.
11 grand almost?
So 11 grand a year.
11 grand on Fattoush salad.
Bro,
But
are you
that's
charging
only
for these
one,
tattoos?
That's only 1 year. I did that for years.
Okay.
Years.
So so let's say okay,
What?
300 days times. Let's be conservative again. Let's call it 3 years straight. You did that.
Yeah.
Like so yeah, $32,000.
I will say,
Yeah, I told
I
you,
know
yeah.
this is true. I went on a date
I believe it.
before
Yeah, I
my
believe
own
it.
wife. Let me just say, I went not recently.
my own wife,
before
yeah.
my own beautiful wife. She's watching. That I went on a date with the Fattoush girl behind the counter at the Fattoush place because
yeah,
we went
yeah.
there so many times. I was like, I might as well take my shot.
Right.
Bro, the first thing she said to me was like, "Does that guy get a Fattoush salad every day?" We all know when he comes in because we
Yeah.
have to make his salad for him. So I'm like, yeah, he gets it every freaking
Even now, if I Uber Eats it, I just like put like it's for Josh, and they always make it the same way. So
Oh my.
Oh, they would bless us, honestly.
yeah.
We need a if Pita Deli is watching this, which I highly doubt, we need a sponsorship.
Send the gift card.
Send the gift card for the giveaway, the big giveaway.
Yeah.
It's funny though. I actually remember when you went on that date, and I was actually kind of like pissed off because I was like, "Oh, he's gonna ruin the connection," and now my salads
no.
salads
Have
are
to go
gonna
to
be
a different
shit.
Pita Deli,
Yeah.
I gave her the boot the first date, and you were
Yeah,
pissed at me
yeah.
because you thought, I was gonna ruin the.
I was gonna have to
connection.
find a new spot.
She was fine with it. It just didn't
Yeah.
work out, and she wore a hoodie. I didn't like that.
Oh. Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
who does
gross.
that on a date?
Yeah,
you know?
no, fair,
Dress
honestly.
up. Look at me. You know what I'm saying? You want in this family, you gotta dress for the part. So
That's fair.
anyway,
That's
no,
per-
but
perfect,
I think you have been really inspiring to a lot of people, especially me. Even though I've always been skinny and beautiful, I feel it was
man.
it
No,
was good.
no work needed, right?
No, there's a lot of work needed mentally. If you ever get into that, call me.
Yeah,
But I think it's really interesting how, because I've known you from both sides of the fence, where the unhealthy Josh to the healthy Josh, and it's crazy. It takes a severe amount of balls to go in there and change that, because a lot of people can't admit that they have a problem. It's kind of
Yeah.
like an addiction almost.
Yeah,
In a way.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's almost like you're an addict to the food.
You're just in
to the
denial.
lifestyle. You're in
Yeah.
denial, and it's hard nowadays. I feel like, and this is probably a hot take, but a lot of people aren't honest about these things with people. Like, I can't say, hey, you're a little overweight, because that's offensive.
Yeah, for sure,
where
for
I
sure.
think it's important that people talk about, what's your thoughts on like things like Ozempic and stuff, the easy way out?
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Controversial.
that's tricky. Honestly, it's I think if people are genuinely happy with how they feel and how they look, and they can actually look themselves in the eye and be like, I'm genuinely happy,
Good.
then I
good.
think I think like whatever you're doing is working, and
Okay.
and that's awesome. But I do think a lot of people are not in that boat, and I've been on both sides of that fence, and I remember being like angry when I was heavy, like almost like seeing people work out or seeing somebody go for a run. I remember being like look at this guy, like
Think you're better than me?
Yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah,
what
I
an
can do
idiot.
that.
Like, yeah,
Not today,
like, I bet you his like kids don't like him. You know what I mean? Just whatever stupid thing that would come into my head is like
But his kids don't like him.
yeah, you know,
That's the only thing
honestly,
you can think
yeah.
of?
Well, no, I'm just saying it would be like whatever kind of
He's a terrible dad. Look at
coping
him.
mechanism I could think of in my head to make myself feel better.
Right.
And like I said, I've been on both sides of the fence, and I can honestly say that taking care of yourself and working hard towards like feeling better and eating healthy, it does make all the difference.
Oh, it changes your life.
It really does.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
for
really
sure.
does. So even with things like
Small
like
changes.
Ozempic and anything else like that, I don't think it's wrong. I think it's a tool that can be used in specific situations.
But you don't want to be on that forever.
Right.
Well, not even just that. It's just like again,
people
I'm
get that
I'm not
prescribed,
a
don't they?
yeah, for sure, and
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, so like
What?
yeah, right, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
Have a good day, everyone.
But like for certain people, I think that if they sit down and there's a lot of people that can't start off. Like there's people that are so heavy. Like my dad, for instance, he's 70 years old and he's been a bigger guy his whole life, and it's one of those things where if Ozempic would get him to the point
Just a
where
kickstart.
where he can actually lose enough weight to be able to like be on a treadmill or go for walks comfortably or be able to go to the gym and try to start lifting weights and all that stuff. I don't think it's inherently wrong.
But if he just relies on that and doesn't do any other work,
Yeah, again, I think
Yeah.
it's a tool in the fitness bag where it shouldn't be the only thing you rely on. I definitely don't think that. But if it's something that can help start some progress, and then you can kind of get yourself off of it and take matters into your own hands, then I don't see anything wrong with it per se.
that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Respect.
Respect. I like
awesome.
it.
Yeah, we talked a lot about fitness. I appreciate you sharing
Yeah,
honestly
for
all
sure.
that with you. Just for the viewers' sake, I just want a super basic question. Definitely gonna change the course here a little bit. So you told us where you started tattooing. How did you know you wanted to get into tattooing?
Ooh, okay. So this is a funny story I've told like many times, and I remember I lived in Pickering, and I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, and my dad used to take me into this convenience store, and I don't know if you guys remember, they used to have those little like crack open lottery tickets.
Okay.
They'd be
Oh,
like
yeah.
the little like yeah, almost
What
like
happened to
yeah,
those?
you know what I'm talking about. And you'd buy like a couple of them for $1, and I used to see my dad doing them, so I always loved them. There was this convenience store like right around the corner from our house, and I remember this one time this guy walked in when I was in there with my dad, and he was like covered in these beautiful tattoos, and it was like so jarring because I remember them being all over his body, and I was like, the first experience I've ever had with like seeing somebody like that, and it's still burned into my mind of being like that's just cool. And I must have been so young, no idea like how impressionable that could have been on my life.
Isn't that crazy?
And then I remember, and then it was like between that and then I started to see like I started to listen to a lot of punk bands and a lot of like metal bands and stuff, and seeing like their tattoos. So it just kind of like slowly snowballed into this again obsessive personality that I have, an obsession of just doing nothing but like researching tattoos and reading magazines and just like learning as much as I could about anything that had to do with the tattoo industry. And then I just kind of decided that was going to be sort of where I wanted to take the direction of my life. And I remember it was like the typical where your parents are kind of like, well, that's not a real job. Like you can't actually like,
it happens.
So I went to university and did all that, and I just always in the back of my mind I was always like, I really want to tattoo. I really want to. Like, it was just something that just felt like a calling for like a long time. And at the time I was obviously getting covered in tattoos, and
I believe it. Like Josh has one of the biggest collections of like famous artists I know.
Yeah, I almost wanted to dive into that, but maybe we'll have him back for another episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're running out of
yeah.
the time, but like you have
Crazy collection.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you name it,
Variety of artists, yeah.
Ink Master guys,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like this guy has it.
I traveled around a decent bit,
Yeah.
and tried to get tattooed by all my favorites.
I used to be so impressed, like all the time. I'd see like a Timmy B pig on your leg.
Yeah.
I see like I can name all the stuff because I'd be like, oh, I remember him coming in like I got this from whatever. I drove all this way to get, like, you would go to the States and.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about our Boston trip. Yeah.
The Boston trip.
We'll do a Josh part 2.
We need to do it. We need to do a Josh part 2.
I really wanted to get into the fitness stuff today.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, so people can check out Iron Sons.
That would be awesome. Instagram would be Iron Sons Training, and I'd love it if everybody checked that out. And then also just Josh Wilson Tattoos and Against the Grain. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll do one more question, and then we'll go to your final thoughts, Frank.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right. After 13 years in tattooing and now taking on this new, what do we want to call it, new thing of personal training, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned in the last 13 years, and what would you recommend to someone who wants to pursue tattooing or pursue doing their own thing?
So that's a
good way to end this.
That's a good question. I like it. The biggest thing I've learned is that your goals and who you are actually changes, and I think that you should follow how you actually feel, and especially when it comes to whether it's training or tattooing and everything else, like, you just got to be true to kind of how you feel in the moment, and make sure that you just keep pushing and driving towards whatever goal that you have either set for yourself or that's stuck in your mind. I honestly, it feels like sometimes one kind of comes before the other. Like, it feels like I have two passions in my life now, whether it's tattooing or in fitness. And sometimes it feels like fitness kind of pulls ahead. Sometimes tattooing pulls ahead. And
it's normal.
I think that the biggest thing I've kind of learned is life doesn't have to be one-sided. I don't have to only concentrate on one thing. I think it's about making the full package for yourself and kind of just like following whatever passions that you have. And I think one complements the other, and when you're happy in all aspects of life, everything gets better.
I just recently thought of the same thing, because, like, if you asked me that question like 3 months ago, I would have said, like, oh, you got to focus on one thing, go hard until you make it.
Yeah.
But, like, Josh is a good point. It's like, you don't
do what you want to do.
Yeah, just do what you want to do. Sometimes you develop, and as you get older and you go through life, you, like, realize, like, oh, there's other things I want to try. Doesn't mean I abandon the other thing, or maybe I just do this part-time, whatever. It doesn't mean you lost your passion. You just found a different way of doing it.
And no matter how much you love something, you can still get burnt out on it. You can still have those days where you're like, I need something else just to
reignite that passion. Yeah.
And sometimes it's just flowing back and forth between the things that you like. And I think sometimes people put so much pressure on themselves to just be like, I just have to grind at this one thing, and I can only do this one thing. And whereas, like, sometimes, like, just like that can work. I feel like if you step back sometimes and you get to do some of the things you love, it gives you perspective on your whole life. And I think it's a little bit easier to kind of like find what you really enjoy doing.
I think that's a great message, honestly.
Yeah.
Is there so is there anything else you want to say to the viewers, or?
Come get tattooed.
That's a great message. Yeah. Shout out. Shout out Josh Wilson Tattoos on Instagram. I'll tag it in the video here. Iron Sons Training.
We'll throw that.
You got it,
Iron Sons Training. And, of course, as always, Against the Grain Tattoo Collective. And, with that, Frank, final thoughts.
My final thoughts is I think everyone should take care of themselves, take care of their body, take care of their minds. And this is a good example of it. And you cannot doubt yourself. If you think you want to do something and you think that, it's impossible, this guy right here proved to everybody, if not other people too. I'm just saying it because I know Josh. It's possible. You can do anything you want to do if you just put your mind to it and you do it. So thanks for the inspiration, buddy, and I really appreciate you coming
Thanks for having me on, guys. This is awesome.
100%.
Trevi, last thought. I always ask you what your last thought is.
Yes, thank you.
What do you think?
So a lot of great wisdom from Frank and Josh, which I actually started my apprenticeship December of 2017. So, it's been 8 years of great wisdom from these guys. Honestly, it's crazy to actually sit down and do this with, Frank and Josh. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing what they've both accomplished and everything. I like the messages they both ended with, honestly. So I'll just leave you guys with a quote from Ferris Bueller.
Oh,
I like it.
Life moves pretty fast. If you stop and let me restart.
Yeah.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So with that, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Josh, thanks again for being on our show with us. Frank, thanks as always.
Anytime.
And thanks for tuning in, everyone.
See you guys.
Good shit.
Nice.
Woo.